So for you who are new here, this is going to be a pretty banner video. For those of you who are old here, it's going to be a pretty banner video. We're still trying out this weird horizontal camera angle. I'm in the back seat of the car here today because the lighting is really bad. Old-time viewers will remember a couple months ago, I was shocked when I realized I could actually sit not just in the driver's seat and do these car videos, but do them elsewhere. Regardless, there's a crazy sun in the car, so I apologize if the video quality looks weird. I want to talk about something hugely important that is one of these obvious Adams points that people miss. Amidst all of the noise, it's very easy to lose track of this simple point that, if you grasp it, will help you implement affirmations in a more effective way. Whether those affirmations are robotic affirmations, which are hugely important for a lot of people these days, it seems like, because they're so popular. We've made so many videos about robotic affirmations. Or if you're doing more, lullaby style, Joseph Murphy style type of affirmations, the thank you style affirmations of Neville, or any other type of affirmation for that matter. This is the point that is so obvious when we think about it, that it's strange that more people don't discuss it. But again, perhaps more people don't discuss it on YouTube because it is so obvious. This is it. Affirmations are just self-talk. The power of affirmations is that they are just self-talk. That's all they are. And self-talk, what's running through your mind, the thoughts running through your head, are in many ways, if you believe in this LOA type stuff, what is shaping your reality, what's shaping your everyday emotional life. And even if you don't believe in law of assumption, law of attraction concepts all that much, you speak to a lot of people who just have good common sense or know a little bit about psychology, and they are going to tell you that the self-talk that's running through your head as you go through your day is shaping your life. It's causing you to act the way you are acting. It is making you manifest the things in your life. Your self-talk. This doesn't necessarily have to be some crazy law of assumption, type of concept that we're talking about here. It can be as bare bones as what you are thinking to yourself. That little voice in your head is shaping the direction of your life. Right? Pretty obvious when we lay it bare like that. Why affirmations can be so powerful is because you are working with your self-talk, perhaps in a way you never have before. By, gently before bed, kind of as a lullaby, saying a phrase or affirmation over and over again, such as Emile Coué's, famous "every day in every way I'm getting better and better," or "my life is becoming more and more harmonious," or "thank you, thank you, thank you," or, 1,000 other variations, whatever you want. By, saying something like that and inducing a feeling through that gentle, loving self-talk before bed, you then are changing your self-talk before you go to sleep, but also slowly changing your self-talk throughout the rest of your day, the next day, the next week, the following weeks. If you do this, habitually night after night, your self-talk before bed affects your self-talk the rest of the day. Why something like robotic affirmations are so powerful for some people is that they are directly, working with their self-talk and basically creating their self-talk by saying something over and 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 over again throughout the day. Throughout the day. So they are directly changing their self-talk by saying something over and over and over again throughout the day. And this is why, generally speaking, if there's not a lot of feeling or belief behind what you want to assume, what you want to manifest, it can be very effective when very few other techniques seem to be working to just repeat something over and over again. Because that's kind of the way to hammer something in when a belief or assumption that you want to have is not sticking. But here's the thing. robotic affirmations are just self-talk. Lullaby style affirmations, Emile Coué style affirmations are just self-talk. And this is what Coué talked about extensively. So simply talking to yourself out loud, which is what, frankly, I prefer as a technique a lot of the time compared to robotic affirmations or the lullaby method or whatever, is obviously a form of self-talk. And for many of you, is going to perhaps be even more effective than these more standard affirmations we hear about. Because when you speak out loud to yourself, you are directly talking to yourself in a different, more potentially positive way. And, this out loud self-talk can be, whatever you want. It can be encouraging. It can be kind of like negating the inner dialogue you've been having. Like if you've been having a lot of negative resistant thoughts, you can talk out loud to yourself like, well, fuck that. I'm not listening to you, motherfucker. This is going to work. Things are going to be fine. I can do this. Your out loud self-talk can negate that inner mental chatter that you don't like. Or you can do, self-talk where you're not even really speaking out loud to yourself. You're just paying attention to what you're saying to yourself, maybe whispering or talking gently to yourself, and using your self-talk in that way to change the direction of your, daily habitual self-talk. All these tools, whether it's out loud self-talk, more contemplative self-talk, robotic affirmations, more lullaby style affirmations, or Emile Coué style affirmations, they all are dealing directly with how you talk to yourself. Affirmations, guys, are not something esoteric, at least generally speaking. They're just self-talk. Directed self-talk. This is what Coué meant when he talked about autosuggestion. He said, we are always auto-suggesting things to ourselves. Essentially, we are always thinking things to ourselves. And consciously auto-suggesting something to yourself is a way of directing that thought pattern to a more positive plane, to a different, more positive direction, right? Somehow, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is just so popular. I guess not somehow, that's the reason. Napoleon Hill is credited with like the guy who really talked about like, positive autosuggestion. That's absurd. Think and Grow Rich is a great book, but Coué is the guy who really explains how this works very clearly. He just lays it bare. If you consciously suggest something to yourself, you are changing your self-talk. What usually happens is, why affirmations do not work a lot of the time, is we consciously suggest something to ourselves for a very short period of time, a minute or two or 5 minutes. We say, oh, I'm getting healthier, I'm getting better, right? And then we wake up the rest of the day and we don't monitor our self-talk. And that couple minutes before bed quite often is not enough to change our habitual self-talk. But self-talk, when it's cultivated and done in a way that works for you, will eventually change your habitual self-talk and make it more positive. I hope this is clear. This is like an obvious point that just people don't seem to discuss nearly enough. They want to say, oh, how do I do this fancy affirmation? Or what should I say? It doesn't matter what you say, guys, as much as what you're regularly saying to yourself. It's not about a special statement you say for 3 minutes at the end of the day. It's about what you are saying to yourself during the day. And that special statement at the end of the day is there to encourage you the rest of the day to say more profoundly, positive things to yourself, basically. I know a lot of you understood this. This is not a hard concept. We just have to apply it more in our lives, If you want coaching, if you want help with this, if you're serious about integrating these ideas, you can contact me at info@radicalcounselor.com.